Ladies and gentlemen, I have started something pretty fucking crazy, pretty fucking fun, pretty fucking intense, and all these fucking fuck words are going to get me demonetized on this video. That's okay. I don't make any money from YouTube. Anyway, I am going to do 100 minutes times 100 days. Now, if you don't know what this is a challenge or something that Alex Hormozi has talked about a bunch. Alex Hormozi is an entrepreneur. He gives a lot of business advice, a lot of mental advice, and just mindset stuff. Really good guy. Recommend his channel. And he has talked a lot about this idea of if you just dedicate yourself to 100 minutes a day of like really focused, like clear work on a project for 100 days, it's basically impossible to succeed. So what I'm going to do is content or preparing for content. So what I mean there is I'll either sit down and record videos for 100 minutes a day for 100 days, or I will write notes for podcasts and YouTube videos and, shit like that I'm going to do. Maybe prepare for upcoming interviews with people, but basically 100 minutes of focus on content. I've already started. I yesterday did 100 minutes and then today is the second day. So this is something that I recommend. Any of you that are going to start some sort of project, whether it's this project, you guys are welcome to jump on board with this and do this with me, or just like anything you're doing really, like if it's going outside and talking to women or starting a business or whatever, I recommend you don't tell anybody that you're doing it until you've actually done it for at least 1 or 2 days. So in other words, don't talk about what you're going to do. Talk about what you have done. In other words, you're showing yourself that you're a person that takes action. You're a man or a woman of action rather than someone who just talks the talk. I've lost count of the number of times people have like emailed me or left YouTube comments or just told me like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And I will always gently say to them, and sometimes not so gently, I don't really give a fuck what you're going to do. I only care what you have done. Like talk is cheap. What you're going to do means nothing. It's not worth the paper that it's written on. You haven't even written it on paper. You've just told me verbally. I only care about what you have done. I care about action. I care about taking baby steps. I care about all of that. You're just giving yourself a little dopamine hit if you talk about what you're going to do. You're basically jerking yourself off and saying, yay, I get credit for something I haven't even done yet. And you make it that much more likely that you don't end up doing the thing. So only talk about what you have actually done. In terms of why I'm doing this project, why I'm going to sit down for at least 100 minutes. And by the way, this is just a minimum. I plan on doing more than this, but I want to dedicate myself to at least 100 minutes. And I've probably already been doing that, but I'm very on again, off again in the way that I do content, the way that I prepare for coaching and stuff like that. What I will do is I will have a day or a couple of days where I will sit there and I will record like 6 hours worth of content or something. I'll just bang out a bunch of it. And then I'll kind of fall off for the next couple of days and I'll just not do a whole lot for the next week. And I'm still productive. I'm still doing stuff, but it's less focused, if you guys get what I mean. And so the point of this project is I want to sit down for 100 focused minutes, 100 days in a row. I'm basically trying to train my focus or my discipline, I guess. It's not something that I've ever really had that much skill at. I've never really been a focused or disciplined person. I probably have ADHD. I'm very all over the place, very scatterbrained. I always have been like that. I've still gotten shit done. And I'm going to do a video soon about how it matters less how... What's a better way of saying this? I've never really cared as much that I'm scattered and all over the place because I've still taken action. And so I'm going to do a piece of content saying it doesn't matter so much about like the things you're not good at, or, some of you get caught up in vices or self-medication and stuff like that. And you go, man, like I'm wasting so many hours on YouTube. It matters less how many hours you waste. It matters more how much action you're taking as well as that, like on top of that. And so I've always been someone that's been very ill or not very disciplined. I spend hours a day watching YouTube. I'm cutting back on the YouTube, but playing video games or just like looking at porn, just not doing very much. But then on top of that, I have spent as much time as I possibly can cram in there taking action. And so action comes first. Action is king. Worry less about your vices. Yes, over time, you obviously want to reduce them and minimize them because they do get in the way, of course. But worry more about taking action. In other words, don't sit there beating yourself up because you have vices or because you're scatterbrained or because you don't have discipline or whatever. Don't even worry about that shit. You will solve that later. Focus on fucking taking action, taking baby steps. So all of that being said, I do want to train my discipline. I do want to be more focused. And so that's what this is basically for. It's me basically saying, can I just for 100 days do something every day? Because that isn't what I've done in the past. It's like I will go fucking batshit insane on one day and just record. I've had days where I do 10 hours of content, and then I'll kind of chill for the next 2 days, and then I'll do another 10 hours. And that's not as... I want to be more like peaceful and like smooth, if you get what I mean. It's just like consistent 100 minutes every day for the next 100 days, and I'll see. I might extend it beyond that, but doing it for at least that. I obviously have big goals for my coaching, for our community, for this channel, for making money. My eventual goal is to get to a point where I'm earning $100,000 every single month. I am nowhere near that right now. At the moment, I think we're averaging about $10,000 to $15,000 every single month. I have had one big month where I earned $80,000. So I think, or I know 100K is possible. I don't have any fucking clue how I'm going to get there other than just doing what I've been doing. So I do know how to get there, but it's one of those things where when you set a big goal, often you look at it and you're like, man, fucking, is that even possible? That's good. I think it's a Muhammad Ali quote that says, if your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. And yeah, some of my goals scare me to shit. So this is definitely a goal that scares me, $100,000 a month. I feel like I could do fucking amazing things with that. I could hire more coaches, pay off my goddamn tax debts. I don't even know what I'd do with $100,000 a month. I'd probably be scared of having that much money, and I'd shove it all into Bitcoin or investments or something. But, we'll have a bit of fun with that. That's one of the goals. So part of how I'm going to get there is obviously doing more content, pouring more of my heart into it. The 100 minutes times 100 days is going to help with that. If there's any of you that want to join me on this mission, like you want to do 100 days times 100 minutes, do the first day and then leave a comment. So I've said this in so many videos where I have these little challenges that I'm doing, and I get you guys to come on them with me if you want to. I've said this every single time. I don't give a fuck what you're going to do. And if you leave a comment saying what you're going to do, I am going to say, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm promising you that right now. I'm normally pretty nice, and I'll be nice about it, but I'm going to say the words, I don't give a fuck what you're going to do. Like, I'm literally going to write that as a reply. And now that I've said that, some of you will still leave those comments. The last project that I did, and I'm still doing this project, the 365-day project, where I do something every single day, which I'm still doing. The last time I did that, I literally said exactly what I'm saying here. I said, don't tell me that you're going to start the project. I don't care. Tell me that you have started day one. Tell me that this is already day one. You've already done it. You've completed day one, and now you're on day two. Tell me that you've taken action. And yet I still had like 3 or 4 people saying, I'm going to do this tomorrow. And I literally was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Here's how I view it. When you tell me what you're going to do, or when it's not you're telling me, you're telling yourself. When you say to yourself or to other people what you're going to do, you are literally like a little child who's like 6 years old, and you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he goes, I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to go to the moon. I'm going in the spaceship. I'm going to be an astronaut. And you're like, no, you're fucking not. Like, you're fucking, like, and you don't say that to the kid, obviously, because you don't want to talk them out of their dreams. So you say, like, that sounds great. Like, what are you going to do to make that happen? Let's do it. But, like, in your mind, you go, like, yeah, no, you're not. Like, every kid says they want to be an astronaut. Astronaut, firefighter, police officer for some fucking weird reason. That one's always confused me. For women, it's like veterinarian. I think that's the one that women say the most. I don't know what the next one is. Fucking, who knows? I don't know. But they all say that. I don't care. I care that you care because it's a kid and they're being adorable. But, you get what I mean. And so when you basically say, I'm going to do a 365 project, or I'm going to go out and talk to girls next week, it's like, bro, I view that the exact same way as a little kid saying, I'm going to be an astronaut. Like, go and actually enroll in space camp, and then I'll start believing you. Go out and actually say hello to a woman. Or don't even say hello to a woman. Just go outside and fucking try, and then say, hey, the action that I took on day one was I tried. I didn't talk to any women, but I fucking tried. Cool, you took action, good fucking job. But writing a YouTube comment is worth exactly 0 cents. Telling other people what you're going to do is worth exactly 0 cents. It's actually worth negative cents because, like I said, you're giving yourself a little dopamine hit. You're making yourself feel excited about this thing that you haven't even done yet. And often we coast on that dopamine. So you feel that little dopamine rush. You get your little dick all hard or your little pussy all wet, and you start going, oh, fuck, oh, my God, oh, I'm going to do this thing. Oh, fuck, yeah, oh, it's going to be so good. You basically give yourself a little climax of dopamine. And then you're spent. You have that post nut clarity, or that post, what do women get? Post O clarity, and you don't then feel motivated to go and do it because you've already got the fucking payoff. You've already given yourself a little taste of the payoff, and you go, oh wow, that was great. Like, oh fuck, it's like you've eaten junk food, and now you don't feel like having a big hearty normal meal. And so don't talk about what you're gonna do. I think I've made that point. I've beaten that dead horse. Tell me what you have done. I don't give a fuck if you're going to say what you're going to do. I literally will reply, I don't care. I've said this point sometimes. It still amuses me to this day that I will get emails from people telling me what they're going to do, especially with coaching. That seems to be a weird one. Like maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, I'll get some guy that's like, hey, listen, I'm going to sign up for coaching, but like now's not the right time, sure, yeah, let's wait till the right time. Let's just invent a right time to fucking change your life. But, I'm going to enroll in coaching, and it's like this long fucking and I'll like skim through it, and I'll be like, what's this guy's point? Like, why is he fucking sent me this email? And I'll skim through, and then he's like, at the end, so I'm definitely going to sign up for coaching maybe in like, 6 months from now. And I read the whole email, I'm like, why the fuck did you tell me this? Like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck was the point of this other than to jerk yourself off? It's because, it's tempting, and I understand why people do this. You feel pressure, you feel stress, you feel like, man, my life is not okay. I'm not happy with it. I want to change. So you feel that fucking tension, right? And then the way that you release that, take some of that pressure off, like release the pressure valve, is you send this fucking email, or you tell other people, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to fucking start traveling overseas. I'm going to see my kids more. You tell yourself these little things to let that pressure off. So then you can relax, you can sleep at night, you can go, no, I'm going to solve that. You're basically procrastinating the work. You're procrastinating your self-improvement. You're procrastinating your goals, but you're doing it in a way where you can then let go of it for the next 6 months. It's a weird form of letting go. It's a weird form of going, this tension, this discomfort from not reaching my goals or not working on my goals, it really fucking hurts. So I'll let go of that by saying, I'm going to change. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. I'll make a commitment, but it's like your commitment, like I said, is worth 0 cents. You haven't committed anything. A commitment is, I have started day one. Here's what I've done. That's a commitment. Or, in the case of coaching, a commitment would be, Andy, here's $1,000. I don't know when I'm going to do coaching, but can I please have it at the price that it's at right now? Because my prices are going up. I've mentioned that 1,000 times. Can I have it at the price it's at right now? I'm going to sign up fucking 6 months from now, I guess. I've had several people do that in the last couple of months. And for those people, I'm like, fuck yeah, this is you taking action. You just took action. If it's weight loss, you could be like, I have downloaded MyFitnessPal and I have tracked my calories for today. Okay, that's you doing something. If it's, I'm going to spend more time with my kids, you literally put it in your fucking, don't even do this. Go and see your fucking kids, spend an hour with them, and then say, okay, I'm going to do this more. There you go. I've just done it. Spend 10 minutes with them. 10 minutes more than you otherwise would have. And then congratulations, you're now a person that takes action. So again, I think I've beaten this dead horse. If you want to join me, absolutely would love to, but start day one. One of my coaching clients is doing this project as well. I announced it in my coaching program. And by the way, that's something I do a lot in the coaching. I will talk about what I've started doing way before I talk about it on this YouTube channel. So if you want to get up-to-date news and all that kind of stuff, I'm more vocal with my coaching group, obviously, because they're paying me money. So one of the guys in my coaching group, I talked about this project that I had started, and he is going to join me as well. And he's going to do 100 minutes of approaching. He's already started. So he said, hey, like today was day one. I went out for 100 minutes. I'm going to join Andy on this program. So we have talked about that a lot. And I think for him, that's going to be transformative because he is someone who, very much like me, when it comes to him going outside and talking to women, has been very on and off again. And so he's had these little like runs where he will just go outside and talk to, like 20 women in a week, 30 women in a week. And then he'll kind of just fall off for a couple of months and he'll go, Tinder's being very good for me. There's a guy that's meeting a lot of women. I think right now he's got like 3 women that he's dating, one that he's really into, a couple of others that are a bit more casual. And so I think Tinder's been pretty good to him, kind of like it has been for me. And he just hasn't really put in the effort to go outside, but that's something that's important to him. So, in his case, he's like, okay, I just want the discipline of doing this for 100 minutes, 100 days in a row. That's me taking it seriously. I'll probably get a lot of results, but more than anything, he wants to do it for the man that he has to become in order to be able to talk to women outside, more confident, more stoic, more resilient, more sociable, all of that kind of stuff. So as I said before, I am still on my 365-day project. I am on day, let me have a little look. I am on day 190. So over halfway through, 182 would be the halfway point, 183. So I'm halfway through. I actually have, let me show this. I actually have a little spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of like all the content that I've done with links over on the side here. And I've got the titles, I've got whether it's a YouTube video or a podcast or a short or an article or a photo, because I did some, and I'm making sure they're like proper photography, like BDSM artwork and stuff. So I've got all of that here. If you want to check this out, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm putting a link in the description to every video going forward and every Spotify podcast as well. So you can check these out if you don't want to miss any of the content. So you might see some of the dates will be a little wacky as well, because I've moved content around. So don't look at the date. You know, like it might say this one was uploaded on the 11th, but maybe I uploaded it on like the 20th, because I've been shuffling stuff around depending on like when I want to release shit. So ignore the dates, but yeah, that's the full spreadsheet of everything I have. Whoop, kick the camera. That's not very smart. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that. On another note, on another completely separate note, I have been having so much fun with my thumbnails lately. I have talked about this. I did a separate video on this. It was this video here on the right, how to use AI Midjourney to make art. And I did a full tutorial on like how I'm using Midjourney, how I'm photoshopping my face into it. Because you can see like even in this thumbnail here, you know, my face is on the left, Imogen's face is on the right. And some of these other ones like this one here, you know, I've put my face on the left, Imi's face on the right. So I've been having so much fun with that. This one here as well. So I think I'm going to continue doing that with all the videos. It takes a little bit of work. It does take a little bit of effort, but I don't know, man. It's just absolutely scratching that itch that I used to have when I did photography. Because if you guys haven't seen my photography that I used to do, I used to put so much fucking effort into the photos. Like I put so much effort into photoshopping them. Like, and this was before AI, obviously. This was like 10 years ago. And so I just like hand photoshopped like everything in these fucking things. I put so much effort into these. They were so unbelievably fucking fun. I had so much fun with this shit. And I've really missed it. I've really missed doing these kind of like highly photoshopped, highly edited. Obviously, the thumbnails that I'm doing right now, the AI Midjourney is making them for me, and I'm just photoshopping my face onto them. But it reminds me of the old days of like the creativity that I used to do like this shit. And I've really, really, really missed that. Over the years, like, it's funny how I've gone in a completely different direction than where I used to think. Back in 2012, so this is 10 years ago, this is like before all of the sex and all of the dating and the self-improvement and losing weight and all of that. I honestly thought that I would just become a photographer or a photoshopping photographer, I guess. Photo manipulator is what I called myself. But I honestly thought that this would be my career because I loved it so unbelievably much. I really did. I loved the creativity. I loved like just coming up with these wacky ideas like what you can see on screen and then just like executing them. Like I'd have a crazy concept in mind and I'd execute it. But I didn't have the skills of making it into money. Right now, I could absolutely fucking monetize this shit. Like, I know how I would make money now, but back then I was like, I don't know how I could make money from this. And obviously, like, the quality of these are like, you know, I was, you know, if I'm humble, humble, I was like pretty fucking good at this shit, right? And I can see how I could have made money. But at the time, no, I didn't have the confidence. I didn't believe it was possible. So I kind of segued into self-improvement and, you know, found Good Looking Loser and all of that and blah, blah, blah. And the rest is history. But I've always kind of missed doing this shit. And it's just I've been so busy with coaching, so unbelievably busy with coaching that I just, and content, that I haven't had a chance to sort of sit down. And so doing these, you know, YouTube thumbnails that you see here has been like a nice little, it's been nostalgic. It's been a nice way to get back into photography and Photoshop and all of that because, like I said, I really fucking missed doing this. Like, this shit's like fun to me. Like, making these crazy, stupid little thumbnails. And they're not, I would say they're not as crazy as like my old. Like, this shit's like probably way more creative and crazy. But fuck, man, I've really missed this. And so life is this really interesting, or at least my life has been this really interesting journey of like trying on different hats. And I did a podcast or an article, exactly on that topic. This one here, it's just called Life is a Process of Trying on Different Hats. And so you can just search my website for the article hat, just search the word hats and you'll find it. But like I talked about all the different things that I've done in my life and like the different type of person that I've been. Like I was even a musician at some point. Like music's not amazing, but it's like listenable. I'm on Spotify, I think. Yeah, I'm still on Spotify. You can find me if you want to. If you really care, it's handy, andy pandy. Not many listens, but you know, I've just done so many different things in my life. And I used to have this concept, and maybe lots of you do too, that you can only be one person. And this is especially for you younger guys, right? Like a lot of you, and even those of you getting into business or wanting to start a business, but especially younger guys, a lot of you think that you have to now in your 20s or, you know, even in our 30s, you think you have to make the decision of who you're going to be for the rest of your life. In other words, you think you have to pick the university degree that you're going to go and study and I'm going to be this for the rest of my life. Or you think, you know, when you're starting a business, you think, fuck, I have to know exactly what kind of business I'm going to start. Like I have to know what my passion is. And it's like, as I said in that article, I have been so many different things over my life, you know, like guy who gets laid, obviously, mentor, BDSM fucking guy, threesome expert, like manager and supervisor at different jobs. Went through this rock climbing phase where I was like obsessed with rock climbing. I went through a hiking phase. I went through a geocaching phase. Like I was literally calling myself a geocacher. Obviously, I was a photoshopper and a photographer for a while. I was a computer programmer for a while. I was just the guy that was working on his depression for a while. I was a musician for a little while. I was a writer in the past. I obviously still write some articles, but you know, 2 years ago, all I was doing was writing. I was a blogger. Like I was literally just writing. You know, I've been a pool fucking tiler. I've like tiled people's pools. I was a social butterfly for a couple of years. When I first fixed my depression, I went all in on being social. I was going clubbing 6 nights a week by myself, just trying to make friends with people. I was sober most of the time. I was just trying to make friends with people. I was like crazy social, like insanely social. I was talking to everybody. And I just went through that fucking, you know, period in my life. And so a lot of you put this pressure on yourself that you have to know who you're going to be, even though you're only in your 20s or your 30s. But life is a fucking process of trying on different hats. It really is. Like, I don't know anyone who just is the exact same person they were when they're 20, when they're 50. Like, I don't know anyone that doesn't fucking change. Like, everybody changes. And every person who's in their 30s or 40s, especially in their 40s and later, they will tell you, like, no, you go through different phases of your life. You go through different chapters, like different periods, different relationships, different jobs or careers. And so a lot of you are putting all this pressure on yourself that you have to know who you're going to be. You have to know what type of business to start. Like, no, you don't. Just try a bunch of different things. Try what feels good right now in the moment. As long as it's good for you, good for other people, then, you know, I'm all for that. You don't have to put this pressure on yourself to know what you're going to be or who you're going to be. So long story short, I'm really enjoying doing these thumbnails. It feels like getting in touch with that older part of myself from like, 10 or, 8 years ago where I was a photographer. It's been really fucking nice. I'm going to keep doing those over the top thumbnails, even though they're a lot of work. They take probably like half an hour, maybe an hour per thumbnail, but it's a nice fucking hobby. So it feels nice to come full circle. And I guess on that note, if there's any of you that feel like you're having to sort of make sacrifices, I really call it making choices. You can no longer, or you feel like you no longer have time for some of the things that you used to do. Like you might feel like, okay, I have to sacrifice or again make a choice to not do my hobby as much. Maybe I have to give up piano for a little bit because I'm going all in on this girls thing. Maybe I have to give up my rock climbing for a little bit or just do less of it because I'm really going all in on my business. In my case, I've seen my friends so little over the last 2 years. Unbelievably less than I used to, just because I've gone all in with the business. And any entrepreneur will tell you, like, Jesus fucking Christ, like you really don't want to, like, it's a choice you make. It's not a sacrifice. It's a choice you make. You really don't want to spend as much time with your friends when you're just trying to fucking build the business. Like, you kind of stick it to the side. And the point here is that's completely okay. If any of you feel like, man, like I can't do some of the things that I used to, or I'm missing out, or like, here's another one. Sometimes you'll have multiple goals and you feel like, fuck, like, can I really put that goal aside while I work on this other goal? Yes, you can. Like, you can come back to it. I'm kind of coming full circle back now to my photography, which I haven't done for like 8 or 10 years. It feels really nice. I promise you guys have enough time. You guys and girls have enough time. You can do most of the things that you want to do. If you have a bunch of goals, you can stick some of them to the side and just work on the one now. or if you feel like you have to put your hobbies to the side a little bit, or maybe see your friends less, or visit your family less. That's something I do a lot less of now because you're building a business, or you're building yourself, or you're losing weight, or whatever. I promise you that's perfectly okay. It's not forever. It's temporary. That shit will always be there for you. You can come full circle back. And like I said, now, I do feel like I'm getting back to that now. It's fucking beautiful. It's really nice. I'm probably going to do some music at some point too. I used to love making music. I'm probably going to do that at some point as well. But yeah, it's been fun. So on a different topic, if there is any topics that you guys would like me to cover in videos or Spotify podcasts or articles or whatever, let me know. Leave a comment. Just tell me what you would like to talk about or me to talk about. If you have any questions you want me to answer, but make it clear that you want me to record content on that. Say like, Andy, can you answer this in a podcast? I can't guarantee that I will do all of them. At this point, let's just check because like, why not? It's fucking fun checking this. I believe I have hundreds of ideas for podcasts. Let's have a little look. So this is my 520 podcast ideas or YouTube video ideas. So I got a lot of content ideas. So I cannot promise you that I will do your content, but if it's something that really excites me, I absolutely will. I've done tons of content on stuff that people suggest to me, obviously. But yeah, if you suggest a topic that I haven't covered, or, it's kind of tangential to something that I have covered and I like it, I will absolutely cover it. I would also love to have you guys and girls as part of my coaching program. Cam actually, who's my assistant coach, just took his first ever group coaching call without me on it. So I just went away on vacation for a week and I was absolutely terrified to do that. I really fucking was. I was terrified to sort of not be in the Facebook group, like the coaching group, as much. I still ended up actually checking it quite a few times, which I knew I would. I wanted to do that, but I was definitely a lot more hands-off than I have been in the past. Normally in the coaching group, I would just jump in there and leave voice messages for people. I will write long, like 10-paragraph answers to someone literally just asking a simple question. I put a lot of fucking time and effort into the coaching group, and obviously on the coaching calls, I've been to every single coaching call that I've ever had for the last 3 years or something, 2 or 3 years. And this was the first one that I've ever missed. And it was a weird feeling. Like if there are any entrepreneurs out there or anyone who's just getting started with your own business, like it becomes your baby. Like it really does. And you become very protective of it because you've been there for years and years and years, especially if you've been doing it for, 3 years like I have. And it was fucking weird stepping away from that. It was so trippy. It was like I was giving up my baby. It's like I'm handing my baby to Cam and going, please, and I trust him. Like at this point, he has done, he's as good a coach as I am. Like he's right up there with me. But it was still like handing your baby to someone else and saying please love my baby. And I knew he would. And he did a really fucking fantastic job. And all of the guys on the call said, they all wrote comments afterwards in the group and said dude, that was a great call. Cam, you did an amazing job. And I've already sort of taken a little bit of a back step in a lot of the coaching groups or coaching calls where I will say to him, hey man, you run the call today. I'm still there. I'll still answer the questions, but dude, you're going to run it. You host it. You tell people who goes next. You talk, you end it after 2.5 hours. You do all that shit. And I'll be there. So I had faith that he'd be able to do a good job, but it was fucking weird handing that to him. And I think he was really nervous, but he did a killer job. He's absolutely stepped up to the plate, by the way, guys. I've said this so many times. So much of the stuff that we all appreciate, the forums, absolutely, especially the forums, they don't exist without Cam. Cam was literally the reason, along with 2 other guys, but especially Cam, who nagged me into starting a forums. There were so many times he would because we message each other every day, obviously. We message each other fucking 10 times a day. We're essentially partners at this point. Business partners, not sex partners. Though we are that too. Just kidding. Or am I? Anyway, we message each other all the time with this shit, and he messaged me so many freaking times, and he was like, dude, start a forum. The Good Looking Loser forums, which is the old forums that we were all on. He said, they're dying, man. They're dead. Nobody's on there. Please start a forum. Start a forum. Start a forum. He nagged me so many fucking times. They literally wouldn't exist without him. And then he built the goddamn forums up. He was the original moderator. He just put so much love and care and time into that. Now there's other guys like Ravi who puts fucking an insane amount of time in there. There's obviously Mangelino and Crisis Overcomer, the other 2 moderators, and they put a hell of a lot of love into that place. Fucking insane how much work those guys do. But Cam was the reason that the forums are there. Cam was the reason that I've talked about business in my coaching. Cam was the reason that I started talking about relationships. Cam was the reason that I started talking about cold approaching and going outside and talking to women. I literally never talked about that stuff. And Cam was like, bro, how come you only talk about Tinder? Talk about going outside and talking to women. Do you know how many guys want to be able to go outside and just say hello to women, but they're terrified? And I was like, yeah, like it, it's just not something that I'm passionate about. Like I care more about online dating. I just have more fun with that. And he's like, dude, like, please, guys want this fucking information. So much of the shit that exists is because of him. And in the coaching program, you guys don't, if you're not in the program, you obviously have no idea, but like, man, the amount of shit that he does. He's recorded like members only content, like videos and podcasts and ebooks and courses and stuff just for the guys in the coaching program. He has just, oh my God, like so many times he will sit down with me and be like, bro, like we should do this. Bro, what about this? What if we change this? Bro, imagine if we did this, the coaching would be even better. He's just like literally right there alongside me. I could go on for hours about how much Cam has done. So I had complete faith that he would do a good job, but it was really fucking weird, guys. It was so weird, like not being there on my own coaching call. And that is something that I'm going to eventually get to this point. I've said this so many times. I'm phasing myself out of coaching over the next, I don't know, year or two. And I don't want to eventually be doing coaching calls. I love them, but it's not the thing I really love. I really, more than anything, love doing these podcasts. I love giving free content. Like that is genuinely what I love the most. And I love coaching, but I just love sitting in front of this fucking camera and coaching you guys and girls like for free. I fucking love it. I love doing content. I love having fun with this. I have giant plans for the content. Like I want to be able to go outside more and like maybe interview people on the street and ask them questions about dating, about sex, about business, about self-improvement. I want to do more content like that. I want to do more like travel. They wouldn't be vlogs, but like, I guess they would be a travel vlog, but like every single minute of it would be me like giving advice while also vlogging. Two people that I really like, I mentioned one before, Alex Hormozi and his wife, Layla Hormozi. They recently did a travel vlog on Layla's channel. So if you're not following her, if you're only following Alex Hormozi, go and follow Layla Hormozi. Her shit is as good as him. Like legit, it's fucking good. I almost like her stuff more because I think it's a little more slow. It's a little more, really struggling to say it. I want to say it's a little more thoughtful. It's a little bit more from her brain, whereas Alex Hormozi is like highly edited, and her shit's highly edited too, but hers feels a little bit more like it's coming from her brain rather than it's like marketing advice. His stuff is very marketing advice and it's brilliant, but anyway, I like her stuff 5% more, but I fucking love his stuff too. Anyway, she did a vlog of both of them on their channel, and it was kind of like a day in the life of Layla and Alex Hormozi, and it was really fucking fascinating. It was really genuinely fucking fascinating because there was tons of advice in it, there was tons of shit, but it was also just a vlog. It's like, okay, we get up at this time, we're obviously tired as fuck. It was really nice to see a day in the life of two people that earn, and if you're not familiar with them, they earn 130 million or something at this point, dollars a year. Like they're fucking killing it. Like, and it was really nice to have a day in the life of them. And so I'd probably like to do stuff like that myself. But right now I don't want to fucking do that because I'm like half focused on coaching. Like I put probably 90% of my time and energy into coaching. And then this is what is left over. I would like to flip that. I would like it to be at a point where I'm putting ideally 0% into coaching and I have other people running my coaching program. I would obviously train them up. There are a ton of like video courses and ebooks and stuff that we've already done that are part of the coaching program. And I will just like fucking put that on turbo mode. So I'll have like, I don't know, 20 courses that you could also just buy those courses if you wanted to. But as part of the coaching program, you'd get all that shit for free. And I want to just go all in with that. So it's like you come in, you get that, like that stuff would be from me, obviously. So you're getting access to me, but I'm just not doing it live, if you get what I mean. Like I'm not there live coaching you. It's more like I've already done the coaching. It's in this nice packaged, perfect thing. You get that. And then you get the coaching with Cam. And we're looking at bringing on another couple of guys. I'm not going to say who they are because I'm sort of waiting to see how they go over the next couple of months. Like, so they're not coaches yet, but they're two guys that I have my eye on, and Cam has his eye on them too. So we'll see how those go. But you'd still have the coaching program, but I wouldn't be there. So I'm trying to phase myself out so I can be in front of the camera more because I love this. I really fucking love this, guys. Like, I love sitting down in front of this big, juicy fucking microphone and just talking. Whereas coaching feels a little bit more professional, obviously. Like, And I want to keep these YouTube videos fairly professional, but you can see right now, I'm just kind of winging this. It's me and you having a nice little conversation. I'm trying to pour as much advice into this as I possibly can, but it feels a little more, I don't know, I feel a little more connected to you guys when I do these. And I feel connected with the coaching clients too, but it's just more of a professional environment. I think I want to move away from that because it's not what I ultimately want. What I ultimately want, if you want to distill Andy down into one, principle, one thing that I care about the most, it's freedom. Freedom is the thing I care about the most. It's why I struggled so much with the 2020, 2021, and 2022 lockdowns. Freedom is, it's why I fucking really struggled with school. It's probably the reason why I was depressed and eventually suicidal for all those years, was because school just felt like I was in prison. I was like, why the fuck did I just get in prison for like 13 years or 12 years? Sorry. Like, what did I do wrong? Why was I in prison? Why'd you put me in prison? I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I felt very much like that. And freedom is the most important thing to me. And coaching isn't freedom. It really isn't. I love coaching. I will say that till the end of time. I fucking love coaching. I fucking love all of my coaching clients. But it isn't my ultimate goal, which is freedom. I want to eventually be at the point where all the money I earn is passive income. And I have plans for doing that. I've already done one video course, and I'm going to release much more over the next, year or two. But I want to have more freedom. I want to be able to sit on the fucking beach and just drink a fucking diet soda and just do nothing, and money comes in. And obviously that's something you need to earn. That's something you need to build. You got to put all the structures and stuff in place, which I'm working on slowly in the background. But yeah, that's my ultimate goal, to travel the world, to not need to work. And then fucking hell, think how much energy and love I can pour into these videos. If you guys are essentially paying my fucking bills, which you already are by some of you signing up for coaching, but if I don't even have to do coaching and my bills are paid, Jesus Christ, imagine what I'm going to be like on camera. I'm just literally going to sit down, and I already tell you guys I'm grateful all the time. And again, I am so unbelievably grateful to all of you. But imagine if I don't even have to work. I don't even have to do coaching. I'm just going to sit down in front of the camera every single time and be like, I love you guys. Hey, you fucking gorgeous guys and girls. Let's fucking change your life right now for free because my bills are fucking paid. I don't have to think about anything except just helping you right in front of me right fucking now. Let's fucking go. So I am so unbelievably passionate about that. So on that note, if you want access to me, I would sign up for the coaching right now. I'm deadly serious when I say I am going to phase myself out of coaching. I'm already slowly starting. This was that first step. Like Cam taking this first call, he even said, he was like, bro, if you're eventually going to phase yourself out of coaching, you have to miss a couple of coaching calls. You have to let me take them over. You have to start phasing yourself out. He's also been pushing me a lot, and this is another reason why I love the man so goddamn much. He's been pushing me a lot to not answer as many questions in the coaching group, like in the Facebook group and in the Discord. He's been saying look, I'm going to take this over. Let me answer everything. You answer what you want to answer, but you don't have to answer every single fucking little tiny thing. Me and the other guys in the group, we've got this. If there's anything we need you to answer, we will tell you. So I'm phasing myself out is the point here. So don't, you will literally miss out on talking to me. If you want access to me, now is the time. I'm serious. Now is the fucking time. Don't wait 6 months because I might not be doing this. I don't know when I'm going to phase myself out completely. And you're going to get less and less of me. The amount that you get of me right now in the coaching group I'm talking about is the most you're ever going to get of me going forward. Next month, I might start missing one group call a week or something. I'll discuss it with the guys in the coaching group. So if you're in the coaching group, don't freak out. I will talk to you about this and we'll figure out a way that you're still getting, what you paid for, but I am going to slowly start phasing myself out. So yeah, don't complain to me in a year when I no longer offer access to my personal time. Don't be surprised. I'm fucking telling you that I've been pretty transparent with everything up until this point. I'm not always perfect, but I try to be, but I'm pretty fucking transparent. I'm not going to be offering coaching in the future. I'm also gradually putting the price of my coaching up. I'm working towards that goal that I keep mentioning of $20,000, will be the price of the coaching. So yeah, if you want to lock in the current price right now, I would apply right now. I wouldn't fucking wait. I will ask for, or I require that you pay a $1,000 payment up front. If you're going to take a payment plan, you have to put in $1,000 at the front, just so we know you're serious. There's no point in me taking one if you're paying $100 or something. Here's $100. It's that's not fucking serious. So $1,000 up front, so you can lock in a payment plan if you want to, and it will obviously be at the current price, even as I keep putting that price up. But yeah, we would love to have you in the coaching program. I'm going to be less accessible. Yeah, we covered a lot in this video, didn't we? This is a pretty fucking long video. 40 minutes. I've got my little stopwatch of how long. 40 minutes. Yep. So I'm working towards that 100 minutes today. Might record another podcast straight after this. But if you would like to join me, obviously in my coaching program, like I said, the link's below. Click that. We'll jump on a call. We'll get you started. Otherwise, if you would like to join me with this 100 minutes, 100 days, I would absolutely love to have you guys right there beside me. But tell me what you have done. Don't tell me what you will do. I don't care what you will do. I literally don't care. I would rather tell me that you just took a fat shit this morning. Literally. I would rather you leave a comment and fucking, I'm probably going to get someone leaving a comment now. Good. I would rather you leave a comment saying, bro, I just took the fattest, nastiest shit. It was gnarly as hell, bro. Like, I literally blocked the toilet, man. Like, it was the fattest shit. Like, I don't know how it was so big, but it was just, like, humongous, man. Like, probably I should have measured it. It was that big. I would rather hear that than I'm going to go and talk to girls today. Like, I would literally rather hear about your last bowel movement. So leave a comment. Tell me about your bowel movement. Sign up for coaching if you would like that. Start this 100 minutes, 100 days challenge if you would like to. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there and crush your goals and enjoy your bowel movements if that brings you pleasure.